This Game Player Strategy tape is full of hints, tips, and playing strategies. To get the most from this tape, we suggest you first read the manual that comes with the cartridge and also have some experience playing the game. Good luck from the editors and game players at Game Players Magazines. Register your handicap before teeing off. Handicapping equalizes players' chances of winning. After your first shot, it's important to note the distance to the green. You're only told once, so don't hurriedly skip to the next screen. Take a look at the course screens before taking a shot. They give you several different perspectives. The close-ups of the green show you the pin placement and locations of the bunkers. Use the information to plan your strategy. Watch the power bar closely on tee shots. If you overswing and catch the top of the ball, a fluff shot will result. Then from the rough, you'll need a lot of club to get back on track and back in the fairway. Use as big an iron as the game will allow. In this case, that's a 3-iron. Be sure to check which club is selected. It's easy to forget to change clubs after a shot. Here we exchange a 1-iron for a 3-iron. The power bar is very simple. Press the A button to start your upswing, a second time to begin your downswing, and a third time to make contact with the ball. Hitting out of the sand is a unique challenge. You need power to clear the trap, so go ahead and air it out on the swing if you want to make it to the green. Look in the upper right corner of your screen. The wind should only be a consideration when it reaches 6 or higher. Even then, it will have only a nominal effect. This tee shot is best played by intentionally slicing the ball past the trees. Move the red arrow back by moving the directional to the left. Now watch. The ball curves around the trees and back toward the right of the fairway. The longer sand shots require as much power as you can muster. Here we use a 7-iron and still fall 95 yards short of the green. However, from the middle of the fairway, we have a straight shot to the pin. This group of trees should pose no problem. Instead of going around them, try lofting a shot over them. You may be surprised at the results. Putting is a delicate art. Go easy. The small V's on the green indicate where the slopes are. Use them to aim your putt and play the breaks. And go easy with your pitching wedge, too. Unless you're more than 50 yards from the pin, you'll want to stay in the red on the power bar. Don't panic if you ditch the ball in the woods. The consequences are not as great as in golf's outdoor variety. Use a lot of club and you should be okay. Back to the clubhouse to take a look at our scorecard. The gross score was an 84. However, after figuring in the 14 handicap, we get a respectable net score of 70 or 2 under par. Now that you know some inside tips, grab your sticks and head out to Pebble Beach. Baseball stars let you play in the field, on the mound, behind the plate, and in the front office. It's not just how well you throw, catch, and hit, but how you manage. Play with friends and create your own league. First, you'll need to decide how many games your season will be. Next, put together the team with which you'll make your drive for the pennant. When choosing a team strength, it's best to go with balance. Choosing any of the other categories is just too iffy. You also get to name your franchise and choose a logo. Let's call our team the Yankees. The figure leaning against the logo tells you what color your uniforms will be. If you need to make room on your roster, send a player packing. Let's fire one of our perennial bench warmers. You can now hire the services of a new player or trade for one. Whatever you decide will be announced at a press conference. After a quick look at the league standings, it's time to head out to the ballpark and set the lineup for today's game. Break out the hot dogs. It's time to play ball. To make catches, follow the shadow of the ball. Your fielder can make a grab only if the ball falls in front of him. Your pitchers should try to keep it out of the strike zone as often as possible. That's one way to prevent the batter from getting a solid hit on the ball. However, walks are every manager's nightmare, so mix it up as best you can. Be patient on offense and wait for your pitch. On this play, our hitter's patience is rewarded with a stand-up double to right field. Keep a close watch on the base runners. You can monitor who's doing what with the small inset at the lower corner of the screen. Here, a routine grounder to first turns into a double play. The runner made the mistake of trying to make it home. Note that when covering second base, your shortstop is virtually a statue. You cannot control his movements even if a grounder rolls right by his leg. To steal second, try to get a good lead off first. Then, just as the pitcher releases the ball, make a jump for it. Safe. If the ball isn't automatically returned to the pitcher, it means that the defense gets a free out. The computer unfortunately sends players down the base paths on any live ball. So here, a routine out turns into a double play. If your starter's fastball begins losing its zip, go to your bullpen and bring in some relief. Always be alert on offense. On this play, the right fielder throws to the wrong base. This allows the Ratters to stretch an RBI single into a stand-up double. There are a few wrinkles you should be aware of in the pitcher-batter matchup. First of all, drop pitches are easy to detect. Listen, the sound effect tells you the throw will be a drooper. If the ball is coming in pretty tight, walk into the pitch. If it hits you, consider first base a gift. The Bears blow out the Mad Ratters by a score of 15-5. Games are called when a lead reaches 10 runs or more. After each contest, the winning and losing pitchers are displayed, as well as a listing of home run hitters. For the winning club, the fun has just begun. Funds are allotted to the winning team based on the attendance. The Bears picked up $28,000 for this victory.
Get the power to move with the Acclaim wireless remote for your Nintendo Entertainment System. The Acclaim remote gets you mobile in a WrestleMania grudge match. Flying Airwolf, the Acclaim remote's rapid fire mode means higher scores per mission. In the battle for Iron Sword, seconds count. So you need a controller with a look and feel you already know. Accurate up to 30 feet. The official wireless remote controller, licensed by Nintendo, created by Acclaim. Get the Acclaim remote, the power to move.
The scoreboard in this game displays who is hitting. It also posts the hitter's average and home run total for the season. Let's look in on a contest between Jersey and Boston. It's the top of the second inning. The batter on the play is the right fielder, James. He's hitting against Boston's starter, Fine. To judge where the pitch is going, watch the catcher's glove. Then use your directional to either step into the pitch or back away. Press the A button to swing. Watch. This pitch will be up and away. James adjusts, and it's a bloop single into center field. When playing defense, you can try to pick off base runners. To do this, press the directional for the base you want to throw to while pressing the B button simultaneously.
Safe.
If you don't like a batter's stats, you can call for a pinch hitter. Press the start button to call time, then select from the roster the slugger you want. Boston's best clutch man is Tobino, who hits a .336. Boston's starter has already walked the leadoff man. Next, he gives up this single to Becker. With this league's most powerful slugger coming to plate, it's time to go to the bullpen. Bring in a fresh arm the same way you pinch hit. Press the start button, select, then hit the A button. With an ERA of 2.66, Boston's fire chief is the bopper. Be careful with the inside pitches. Send one in too close and you'll bean the batter. Do that and he takes a base. To bunt, press the B button before the pitcher begins his windup. Position the bat using the directional and follow the ball in over the plate. On defense, the field plays like a hockey rink, so make adjustments for slippage. You always control the fielder closest to the ball. When making a throw, press the directional for the base you wish to throw to and the A button.
Safe. Safe.
To steal, press the B button and the base you're running from. Do this after the ball has left the pitcher's hand. When defending against the steal, press the A button and the directional simultaneously for the runner's destination.
Out.
To make a run at the pennant, go with Philly. They have solid hitting, a stingy defense, and a veteran pitching staff. Gantos is the team's best starter. He can go the distance and he boasts a 2.29 ERA.
Strike.
When choosing your pitchers, remember that some hurlers are starters, others are strictly relievers. If your hurler is tiring and it's only the third inning, he must be a reliever. Philly's other starters are Morris, Stone, and Ellis.
You're out. Strike.
Here's a rundown of the best starting pitchers available in bases loaded. For Texas, it's number 17, Major. His fastball's been clocked at 94 miles per hour. For Omaha, Miles is the hurler of choice. This right-hander has excellent stamina and good velocity. Bailey is the top starter for LA. He has a super curveball and good numbers at the plate. For Jersey, Rose has excellent ratings in every category, despite just an average ERA. Utah's Stava and DC's Morgan each boast excellent fastballs. For Miami, Jarvis has the league's second lowest ERA at 2.53, but is anemic with the bat. On the other hand, Platt for Kansas and Howe for New York are good hitters with respectable curveballs. Gantos, now pitching for Philadelphia, has the league's lowest ERA, 2.29, and its fastest fireball clocking in at 98 miles per hour. Here is the pitch when going against the computer. Move your pitcher to the extreme left of the mound with the directional. Aim a fastball at the upper right corner of the strike zone. You should be able to smoke most of your computer opponents.
You're out.
These game tips and a good dose of perseverance just might win you the pennant.
Supersonic is the #1 bet. It's got no wires, it's a one to get. Arcade action is where you'll be. Supersonic will set you free. No wires. It works with Nintendo, it will do. Games for players 1 and 2. Higher scores is what you'll see. Supersonic will set you free. No wires. Supersonic.
There are 4 zones in World Cup competition. When playing the computer, the Russian national team is your best bet. They play in Zone C. You must play each team in your zone 1 time. Here, the Soviets begin their drive for the cup against Spain. The most difficult thing to do in goal is protect the ball. Sometimes it's helpful to run forward along the sideline. For some reason, this prevents the ball from being stolen. To steal the ball, hook slide into your opponent. This is done by pressing the A button and the directional simultaneously. Here, Spain makes the steal and sets up its offense. Make sure none of your opponents are in sight when your goalie clears the ball. If you're not careful, an opponent could intercept and shoot it through the gap. Use the Russian team's great speed to charge down the field. Then, before a shot on goal, zigzag sharply to confuse the goalie and score. Time to celebrate! The offense gets a corner kick whenever the ball is kicked over an end line by the defense. A corner kick is a free kick from the corner of the field, just like the real thing. Often it's best for the goalie to kick the ball downfield after a save. This will prevent your opponent from scoring a cheap goal. To shoot the ball, simply press the A button and the directional simultaneously. A throw-in occurs when a ball goes across a sideline. The team that was not responsible for the bad ball throws it in. The final score is posted after each contest, followed by a look at the standings. Remember, you are trying to post the best record in your zone. You are provided with a password that allows you to continue your quest for the championship at that point. In addition to World Cup, Goal features a pro tournament. In this mode, you choose one of 8 pro U.S. teams. We join Kansas and Chicago at the half, with the Windy City down by a goal. In the 2-player mode, both players operate on the same team against a computer opponent. The computer will always display a precision passing attack. Its offense is highly organized, so it will take tight defense to prevent the score. When taking shots, aim for the corners of the net. Wait for the goalie to commit, then launch the ball to one of the corners. Always keep a defender between the ball handler and your goal. Do this by switching your defenders. Switching is more effective than simply chasing the dribbler. Another game option is the shoot competition. Choose one of 3 players and take 5 shots on goal. If a defender touches you, the play is dead. Your best opportunity will come when the passer is situated here on the line. Watch. A gold star means it's good. Use these game tips and let the best kicker win. The players in hoops are a unique breed. Let's take a brief look at each one by selecting the profile option. Mr. Doc is the best man for one-on-one competition. He excels in every skill category. Jammer may be lacking in height, but not ability. Despite his sluggishness on the court, he is one of the better defenders. Barbie should be your second choice for one-on-one play. She's the game's most proficient thief and has a good shooting eye. Face is the enforcer. He's going to foul often, going for rebounds and blocks. If you choose him, make sure you also pick a good outside shooter. A crowd favorite, Bomber is your best playmaker. He can pass and has good touch on his jump shot. Despite his size, Zap is a finesse player who likes the perimeter game. He's best suited for 2-on-2. She can't shoot from the outside, but legs can steal the ball and feed a teammate. Her quickness makes up for poor shooting ability. Finally, there is the Wiz. He's also a master at the brick shot. However, he makes good decisions with the ball and picks up a lot of steals. Select him for 2-on-2 every time. Now let's see some of the players in action. Our first contest is something of a mismatch. The computer-controlled jammer is squaring off against Mr. Doc. When shooting for possession, wait for the arrow to float directly above the rim. When it does, quickly hit the B button to shoot. Begin each game with an overall strategy. It's a mistake to try to beat the computer play for play. Thinking like a basketball player is also a mistake. Hoops is a game that exists in its own dimension. It has no real-world counterpart. So play within its limits. Don't impose your style on hoops. Instead, shape a strategy based on the game's idiosyncrasies. Steals are as much a part of hoops as the jump shot. There is no way to avoid being victimized. Your only course of action is to get it back. Keep pressing the A button when defending. Height has nothing to do with rebounding in hoops. Being at the right place at the right time does. Anticipate where the ball is going to drop off the rim. Slams are easily the game's most gratifying shots. If you're in the paint, hit the B button and up you'll go. Hit B again to stuff it through. One of Bomber's best shot locations is remarkably the lower left corner of the court. Release the ball at the peak of his jump. Your timing is crucial. You can draw the charge by anticipating a ball handler's next move. Stand in front of the dribbler and the call might just go your way. To block a slam, you need to be close to the goal. Hit the B button as soon as you think your opponent is going up. For an easy bucket, pass over the defense to your man down low by pressing the A button. Then quickly take the shot. It's usually an easy 2. However, don't forget to defend against the lob pass as well. It's just as easy to get burned. Even if you get there too late to prevent the slam, you still may get a shot at the rebound. Run down under the basket and wait for the miss. Each of these player combinations represents solid 2-on-2 teams. Zap's outside shooting goes well with Leg's inside game. On the other hand, the Wiz's playmaking and Barbie's balance make them tough to beat. Always try to pair off a solid playmaker with a good inside man when going 2-on-2. Remember also that when choosing your team, the player selected first will handle the ball to begin each play, so select your point man first.
Into the game. Get Tengen RBI Baseball, the only video game licensed by the Major League Baseball Players Association for your Nintendo. It's you and the pros for Roger Clemens Peter. Flash Vince Coleman the steal sign. Let Gibson swing for the fences. It's going, go! RBI Baseball, the one the pros pitch.
Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf is every bit as amusing as the man it's named for. You get to play every aspect of championship golf without ever leaving your chair. Before playing around, let's check out the practice mode. This option gives you a chance to get a feel for the game. First, choose your player. Each golfer has individual strengths and weaknesses. For example, while Amy has pinpoint accuracy, it's Jumbo who packs the most power. Play each golf. Here, Big Jumbo is practicing his tee shots. Except for putting, all shots are made by pressing the A button to start the backswing, a second time to begin the downswing, and once more to make contact. For a straight shot, stop the swing on the arrow. To hook, make contact just right of the arrow. When choosing the course, note that the Japanese course features a lot of trees and water. If flatlands and longer holes are more your style, opt for the USA course. Before teeing off, read the advice provided on the screen. Use this information and the map to plot your strategy for the hole. Make note of water hazards, dog legs, bunkers, and trees. With the white cross displayed, press the A button to select the course views. These close-ups can help you plan your route to the green. Use the cross to aim your shots. Here, Amy smacks her drive right down the middle of the fairway. Putting is as crucial in this game as it is in real golf. Learn how to hit the A button quickly to avoid overhitting. Also learn how to read the slopes of the green. The hash marks show the direction and height of the grass. In Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf, stroke play is scored conventionally. He who scores the lowest 18-hole total wins. Nassau rules, however, are based on points, which are awarded in increments of 10 for winning holes. Points are also earned in the driving contest and the near-pin contest. This drive elicits a celebration south of the border style. Here, Super Mex collects his spoils for a winning drive of 267.6 yards. The type of rough you're hitting out of should determine which club you use. A long iron should only be used in light or deep rough. There are 4 types of rough that appear in the game. Super rough, the heaviest, only appears on the American course. The 4th type is heavy rough. Here, Amy foolishly selects a 4-iron in super rough. That's too much club to try to loft the ball clear of hazards. Thus, she is only able to knock the ball a mere 42 yards. Hitting out of bunkers is tricky. If it's a bunker near the green, use a sand wedge. If you're beached in light sand, use a long iron for distance. Here we join Miracle Chozuke on hole 1 of the Japanese course. Notice the tremendous amount of water hazard. Note also that the game will always suggest which club to use. However, it may or may not be the best one for your particular golfer. So don't hesitate to overrule and select a different club. Whatever you do, don't dink the ball into the water. It'll cost you 2 strokes, and it makes your player mad. The lost ball cost Chosuke the near-pin contest and 10 bonus points. Press the Start button at any time for a look at the scores. The top half of the scorecard shows the number of strokes for each player. The bottom half displays players' status in the Nassau game. Totals for Nassau are posted after 9 holes. Team USA's quest for the championship begins with a rival group of American All-Stars. Beat them and represent the U.S. in World Cup competition. Our captain, Sam, starts off the match with a blaster throw. He's the best all-around player in the world. Watch how he eliminates a fellow countryman with 2 throws. The running throws are executed by pressing the directional twice, then the B button. Round 2 takes place in London, England. Let's watch John perfect the sidewinder. It's enough to knock out England's Scott. Next, Mike launches a psycho. Several players in the game boast power shots. Rajiv of India displays his stinger throw. It's your only worry against Team India. To launch a running jump throw, press the directional twice, the A and B buttons together once, then the B button. Here Sam launches his running jump blaster. Keep in mind you're playing on ice against these Nordic opponents. You'll need to make adjustments for slippage. Also note that Team Iceland starts the match with a lot more energy than you, so try to maintain possession of the ball as much as possible. Instead of running or ducking, try catching the ball. Simply press the B button as it approaches you. Mike displays the technique here in a match against China. China's Captain Wang unleashes his breaker throw. It will appear to go straight and then change direction in midair. Here's a good tactic against any opponent. Put Sam at the point. Have him launch blasters at center court. Your man on the baseline can then catch it and pass it back. Repeat the tactic until the ball changes possession. Yemi for Team Kenya can be dangerous. His boomerang throw will sail above you before making a U-turn. Stay out of its way. Kenya, though tough, should be an easy win. Use jump throws for maximum power. John shows off his psycho and carries Team USA to victory. Beat Team Kenya and earn the right to square off against Japan. It's a clash between East and West. Against Japan, be patient on offense. Pass the ball around until you have the thrower you want. Here we've decided to use Sam and his blaster. The man to watch against Japan is Fuji. His throw is fast. It will appear to miniaturize before impact. However, any ball can be caught. After Team Japan, you go up against an awesome Soviet squad. They have no real weaknesses to exploit. They also begin with a big advantage in energy points. Your best strategy is to control the action and outlast them. Keep feeding Sam the ball. His blaster can keep your title hopes alive. Use a heavy dose of power throws to stop the Soviets. Control the ball and your march to the title can continue. Now you must go up against a group of familiar faces. The final foe is actually a mirror image of Team USA. The Twilight Zone scenery sets the tone for this bizarre matchup. Stay with what got you here: power and possession. Don't run away from attacks. By playing the center court line, you can intercept throws and quickly retaliate. Playing close reduces your opponent's options. It also robs adversaries of their best power throw. Players can't move just after a hit. This makes them vulnerable to further attack, so don't let up. Team USA proves it has what it takes to be crowned world champions. Follow these strategy tips, and it will be you getting the victory toss. If you enjoyed this great game tape, you'll really enjoy Game Players magazine. Every exciting issue is packed full of hints, tips, and playing strategies, just like the ones on this game tape. You can order a dream subscription to both Game Player's Guide to Nintendo Games and Game Players Magazine, a total of 18 awesome issues today for only $39.95. Don't miss another issue. If you want to play to win, call today. 1-800-458-4145. Call now. Our operators are ready. Remember, this number is for subscription orders only. That's 1-800-458-4145. The dream subscription for Nintendo game players. Tecmo Bowl features teams much like their NFL counterparts. In fact, team rosters and team strengths were borrowed from the National Football League. Let's see Miami's defense try to stop the Indianapolis passing attack. The coin has been tossed, and we're ready for the kickoff. The pink bar at the top of the screen is the kick meter. Wait for the pink to fill the bar before hitting the A button. Jack Trudeau will take the snap. He passes the ball. When the ball is caught, have your receiver zigzag. This will enable him to elude dive tackles and pick up extra yardage. The best quarterbacks can wait in the pocket until the very last second. Watch Trudeau as he allows his receiver to get downfield. He hits Booza for a 45-yard gain and a touchdown. Sometimes a dive tackle is your only hope. Use your directional to close in on the runner. Then make a diving tackle by pressing the B button. It could save you 6 points. The stiff arm is a great tactic for gaining extra yardage. Press the A button in traffic to open up some breathing room. Watch Albert Bentley stretch this run back into a long gainer. Here's another look at the stiff arm. This time it's Dallas Cowboy running back Herschel Walker. After he breaks a few tackles, it's clear sailing all the way to pay dirt. Don't bother running around blockers. Run through them instead. If a player is flickering on the screen, you can dart through him and save some valuable time. Always remember to run back kickoffs, even if the ball is booted deep into your own end zone. The game does not allow touchbacks. Get tackled and it's a safety. That means you give up 2 points and the ball. Let's look in on the action at this year's Tecmo Bowl. It's no surprise to find Washington well on their way to another title. Washington has balance and an explosive passing game. Their defense? Well, it speaks for itself. Washington's best play is pass 2. Quarterback Doug Williams drops back, waits, and throws the bomb to Gary Clark. This play was worth 42 yards. In close, Washington goes to the ground game. The play, run 2, is a delayed handoff to the split end. He takes the ball and reverses direction. This sneak play is good for a touchdown. Ricky Sanders and friends celebrate in the end zone. Here's a tip for blocking field goals. Select the lineman just right of the center. After the snap, charge over the center to the ball. If your primary receiver is in trouble, don't panic. You can change your receiver by pressing the B button. Here, Doug Williams sees that Clark is covered. He decides to go to Sanders instead. Complete. Washington was too much for the lowly Giants. These game tips will help you win the trophy. If you like this game tape, you'll love Game Player's Pro Tip Hotline. Now you can hear the tips you want to know just by pushing a button on your telephone.
To hear this tip again, press 1. For another game tip, press 2. For our classic tips, press 3.
Each week, our Game Player's experts choose the best hints and tips for 3 hot games for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Just dial and select which secrets you want to hear. Every week, we'll change the games and the hints. Try it today.